So David, a hard-fought 1-0 win against Ramsbottom at home today. Pleased with the performance?
Very pleased. Thought we were very good today. Other than probably 8 to 10 minutes after we scored our goal to half time when we had a massive let-off with a penalty miss, I thought we controlled the game. I thought we were good going forward. I thought we defended well. I thought we were combative from midfield, won a lot of second balls, created a lot. It could have been much more comfortable. And defended well against the Ramsbottom side who were good going forward. I thought they asked questions, but we answered every one.
You feel we could have, like you said, we could have probably been 3 or 4 up inside the first half?
Yeah, a little bit more clinical, a little bit more quality with the final ball, a little bit more luck. I think a few things just didn't quite drop right. Turner made a great double save off Mason's header and Banny's follow-up. Mason hit the post. Probably he said at half time we're just trying to be a bit too clever with the finish. So it could have been much more comfortable. Wouldn't really have flattered us.
Credit to their keeper as well. He made, like I said, a couple of good saves in the first half, but 3 or 4 in the second half as well to keep it at 1-0.
Yeah, he's a very good shot stopper. He came through at Bay Cup, and I remember watching him at Bay Cup, and he was kind of on my radar a little bit there. And he's kind of transferred this league. He's had a bit of an injury early in the season, but he's done well. And today, a couple of very good saves. The double save in particular from Mason's header and Banny's was excellent.
Bailey Marsden went off with an injury early in the first half. Was that from in the second half? Sorry, was that from the knock that he took in the first half?
Yeah, so we think it's an impact injury. We need to just let it settle down and assess it then. It's the outside of his ankle, so we think it's where he's clattered into the advertising board. Maybe there's a twist in there. So Chloe said he looked like he maybe got his studs caught. So we need to just give it 24 hours and see how that is. So we'll know Thursday whether he's available for Saturday or not.
And again, we've said it before, but it's not a bad substitution to bring Nicki on for Bailey.
Bags of experience and tons of quality. Different type of 10. He wasn't going to run beyond Keogh in the same way, but the way he linked up and some of his passing around the edge of the box, he created a lot second half. And that's what we've got. We haven't got a huge squad, but we've got quality to come in. So we saw that today. We saw that with Nicki stepping in, and you know the bench was strong today. We didn't need to call on it really, but the bench was strong.
No, you didn't really make any. Well, you didn't make any substitutions apart from the Bailey one, which was forced upon you. Was there a reason for that, or you just felt like the 11 out there were there to see the job out?
The 11 were doing well, and there were times when you can make a substitution for the sake of making it. And but I thought Banny was asking a lot of questions of the fullback. I thought Mason was getting a lot of the ball. So it wasn't really a game where you think, well, Sean's going to change this, because I thought we were doing well out wide. I thought Keogh was asking a lot of questions of the two centre halves and holding things up and linking play. He also defends the key when we defend his set pieces. So again, you don't really want to chop and change that with Sam Twist, who gives a different option, or Umar, who's not really trained because of his illness. So yeah, I was just confident that the lads who were on there could see it through.
A big 3 points to take when you look at the fixture list coming up. We've got Lilywhites away and then some tough games following up from that as well. Yeah,
January's a tough month. We've got teams in and around us. We've kind of got set ourselves a target of 12 points for the month, 2 points per game. This has kicked us off in a really strong way. It's very much in our hands now. We're playing Lilywhites, we're playing Workington, we're playing Whitton. You know, we've got everybody to play against. We've got all the teams around us to play again. We've set our standards. We've got to play like we did today. We've got to defend like we did today. We've got to create chances. Hopefully, take more of them. But if we do that and we look after ourselves, it's in our hands now. And that's all you can ask for. 20 games into the season and to be in control of your destiny, and very much in the shake-up. I think we're probably 4 points clear of 6th place now. So it's been a good start to the season, good start to the new year, but a tricky month to navigate. But hopefully that's the start of building a little bit of momentum and winning a little bit scrappy, which we haven't done very well very many times this season.
You spoke a lot as well about improving on last season. You've got to be pleased with your home record versus last season. We were good away last year, but didn't really click at home. But it's come together at home this year.
Yeah, I think we've learned how to play the pitch a little bit better. I know there's this big thing about going down the hill towards the park end, but I think the way we play, I think we're good going both ways now. I think we use the pitch to our advantage. I think the style of play we have and the players we've got really suits this pitch. And I think we've tweaked how we play. It's probably slightly less predictable, a little bit less one-dimensional than it was last year, and that's bearing us results. You know, we can play football, but we can also turn teams when we need to turn them. We can be physical when we need to be physical, and that's meant we can adapt. And probably a big part of why we've been so good at home this season.
Was it difficult on that pitch today? It did look like it had a bit more of a Mosley bubble than usual.
He definitely had the seal part bubble. We could see that in the warm-up, and we slightly tweaked how we set up, and you'll see we didn't really play out from the back. Even though we've other times this season we've got centre halves dropping in and trying to play through the thirds and get our midfielders on the ball deep, it wasn't a pitch for that today. It was a game where we had to get it into our wingers early, get into Keogh early, and try and play in the opposition half, and that's what we've got. I think we've got the experience and the know-how to do that now that we probably didn't have last season. I think last season we would have perhaps, with Deck and Dev, still tried to get the ball out and still tried to play, and that cost us at times. Whereas this year, I think the experience a year on and slightly different personnel, I think we've adapted how we play, and I thought it worked well today.
And a win today for Paul Harrison. Nice little fitting tribute.
Yeah, a good performance and a good win. Another emotional day. It's a sad day. He's a huge part of the club. One of the first people I spoke to after I got the job, I remember coming up to a working party after my first training session, and he was so welcoming. Spent hours putting in a lot of work behind the scenes and making things happen that people don't realise. Putting changing rooms up, moving, coat-ups, weeding, doing the pitch, all those kind of things that you just don't see that without something like Paul. You don't have a football club, you don't have a game on a Saturday, but a huge part of the community as well. I know the hours he put in for the brass band contest as well, so he's a huge loss to the club, but to the community of Moseley as a whole, and it was nice to get a win for him.
Thanks, David.
Cheers, Nathan.